Good morning, Master Traders. It's your Uncle Charles here. It's so great to see everybody again. I hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. We had a 3-day weekend. Today is Monday. Usually we would be trading, getting ready for a trading day, but it is President's Day. So I hope you guys enjoying the 3-day weekend because tomorrow the weekend is over. We're going to head right back into trading. We're going to kick some market makers booty. That's right. We're going to kick some market makers booty. But how are we going to do it? We're going to do it sheep style, following the price action, trading with the traps. We're going to align ourselves with these market makers. Not that we're going to be friends with them, but you guys know the old saying, you keep your friends close but your enemies closer. See, the market makers, they're not really our friends, but so we gotta watch them very carefully. And we do that by using the charts, okay? And this is what Uncle Charles is for. I'm Uncle Charles, and I'm here to speak to my fellow Charleses about the levels and setups we need to watch out for this week because we got some interesting developments here. We had a big body candle from last Thursday, followed by this really choppy doji candle on Friday. What does that look like? It looks like a potential, keyword is potential evening star pattern, which is usually a bearish reversal pattern. We had the big body green candle, followed by a doji with a little bit of a gap up, and then the third candle, if it's an evening star pattern, the third candle ends up being a bearish one, okay? Now, it's not always the case. That's not always the case. There are times where I see a continuation where this doji candle ends up being just a pause day, and then the next day we get a trend continuation, if you will. So there's a chance that SPY can go to new all-time highs either tomorrow or Wednesday. We have to be open-minded to both case scenario and be ready for anything, okay? Are you guys ready to talk about this? Before we even do, guys, I do want to mention how do we use these levels, okay? How do we use these levels? So Tesla is a great example from last Friday, okay? I wrote here on my Discord, 9:22 a.m. 362 is first resistance. If it clears 363.5 will be in play first, and then those higher targets. If support at 360 fails and 358 fails, pullback time, okay? So I'm looking at this chart on the 15-minute chart. This yellow line right here is 360. This orange line right here is my 358 level. You see that Tesla rejected from the 362 level right there. Rejected from the 362 level. Broke down 360. Broke down 358. Okay, so as I wrote in the analysis, if support at 360 and 358 fails, it's pullback time, okay? I wrote here 362. That 362 is first resistant. If it clears, then we get a higher bounce. What did the price action say? It said rejected from 362 and it broke down support. So that was our signal from the price action to go short, and it led to a beautiful move. About a $12 drop, 11, 10, $12 drop to the downside. Okay, it was very, very nice, and I hope you guys all caught that beautiful move. That's for tier 1 members and higher. Now, unfortunately, we didn't really get that same price action for the SPY. You know, that's what we have to do sometimes. If my favorite ticker symbol to trade is the SPY, that's always the first symbol I trade. But if it doesn't work, you're gonna have to go to Tesla, gonna have to go to NVD or whatever your next favorite ticker symbol is. But let's get down to it, okay? Is this gonna be an evening star pattern playing out, or is it gonna be a bullish continuation? Now, I can't tell you guys for sure because Uncle's crystal ball don't really work that well, but I do know the levels to watch. As far as support goes, 609 is that level, okay? We broke out 609 on Thursday, February 13th. We treated 609 as support the next day on February 14th. So that 609 level is now support. If the evening star pattern plays out, which is a bear reversal pattern, 609 is the level that must fail first. Loss of 609 will put 607, 605 or lower in play. Okay, critical level 609 and 607. 607 is based on the green downtrend line that we broke out. Okay, breaking out 609 could be a sign the evening star pattern is playing out, and breaking down 607 would be a false breakout setup based on that triangle pattern. Breaking down both those levels would be your price action signal to get bearish. Don't just call a top, guys. Instead, call out the traps. If we break down 609 and 607, that is a false breakout setup. That is a bearish trap that usually leads to the downside. Remember, every time we get a top in, it usually starts with a false breakout setup. All Uncle wants my fellow chartists and master traders to do is trade with the odds in our favor. Is it guaranteed it'll drop? No, but at least the odds will be higher of us being correct. And then, our P&L will reflect that. All right. Now, that's the bear case scenario. Loss of 609 and 607 is what the bears need to do. If you are a bull and you want to see bullish continuation, you want to see the next resistance level. I have it at 611. I was watching 607, 610.7, but I'm going to round it up to 611. Above 609, next resistance at 611. If we can clear that, more upside is definitely possible. I have nothing. The Fibonacci, the next Fibonacci level, Fib extension level I have is at 617. So that'll above 609, 617 will definitely be a target that I'm watching to see if we can hit. But for that even to be possible, we need to break out the previous pivot all-time high. Okay, it's not the all-time high close, but it is a pivot high, which is around 611. Needs to clear that, and then maybe we can head up high 613, 615, and then maybe 617. Level to level moves are usually $1.20 to $2 moves for me. So if you're trying to catch a level move, $1.20 to $2 is usually the range that I look to take profit. Okay, but yeah, that's the bull case scenario. Clear 611, new all-time highs incoming. Break down 609 and 607, pullback time. Triple Q, very close to retesting previous all-time high, which is around 539-ish. Back in December 16th, we hit that all-time pivot high, 539.15 cents. We closed at 538.17 cents. Last Friday, we closed at 538.15 cents. So just a couple cents below the all-time high close. I know some bearish people are probably calling for a double top, but we need confirmation. Okay, we need confirmation and follow through. Follow through would be a better term. And what I mean by follow through is that now that we hit the previous all-time high area, to trust a rejection from this area, we need to see support fail. Okay, the rejection needs to be strong enough to break down support, because then that showcase strength and that'll make me more comfortable going short, combined with a false breakout setup. Now, what are the previous levels we cleared? 537.5 and the critical 536 level. 536 is critical because it was retested as a resistance and it showed some selling pressure. And it was also retested as a support where it showed buying pressure. So that 536 level was both a resistance and a support, and it's an important pivot level to me. So if we are to get a rejection from the all-time high area, I will trust it more if 537.5 and 536 both fail as support, to put 534, 532, 530.7, and 529 or lower in play. We need the false breakout setup, guys. Now, if we're going to new all-time highs, then at the very least, because we could get a pullback, right? But at the very least, 536 lowest must hold that support to keep the breakout intact. As long as above 536, Uncle will remain bullish. We could consolidate to get ready for a breakout. But if we are to get a breakout, that breakout needs to clear the 539 level to send us to new all-time highs. All right, so we're going to get bearish. 537.5 and 536 must fail. If we're going to stay bullish, we must stay above 536 lowest to set us up. It might take a couple days. It might take one day. Who knows? But 536 must hold that support to remain bullish and to give bulls a shot to break out the previous all-time high to send us to a new one. Let's get to Tesla. Tesla was a beautiful trade. We need to take a look at this, though. These two candles right here. Thursday's candle, February 13th candle, and February 14th candle. Very important. This right here is what we would call a bearish counter attack. Okay, now the bearish counter attack, in this case a bearish one, you need the green candle, which is Thursday's candle, and you need the red candle, which is Friday candle, to close around the same area. You guys can see it closed around the same area. So Thursday it closed at 355.94ish, and then Friday's closed around 355.84. So it's a few cents difference, okay? But for me, I'll count this as a bearish counter attack. So based on this context, Uncle Charters, will be bearish on on Tesla. I'll be bearish on Tesla below 355.8, and I'll be bullish on Tesla above 355.8. So what does that mean? It means that is my equilibrium level. If Tesla is above 355.8 and it clears next resistant level, which is around 357.3, I will look to long with 360, 362, 363.5 or higher in play. If Tesla is below 355.8, I will be bearish leaning, and I will look to short if 354 fails as support with 352, 350, 347.5 or lower in play. I hope that makes sense. I try to simplify it, but yeah, that's the levels I'm watching. Okay, guys. NVDA looks like it's still trying to fill in that gap, the gap that we have from January 24th. For it to succeed, next resistance must clear at 140 to put 142 plus and 145 plus in play. All right, the gap is around 142.6 ish. So if we get above that level, the pre-gap area, then the gap would then be filled. If NVDA fails to clear 140 and we break down 138 and 136.5, then it's pullback time, 135, 133.5. I think we can drop all the way down to 130.7 ish. Those levels will all be back in play. IWM, not quite a bearish counterattack. It actually, Friday's close was actually lower than Thursday's close. Okay, but it did still manage to close below that fib level of 226.4. So no breakout. If there is going to be some more pullback, 225 must fail next. We do have a gap around 223.6 ish, and then the fib level at 222. Those would definitely be targets for bulls to turn this around. They really need to get that close above 226.4 to trigger more upside. 229, 230.4 or higher would definitely be in play. Apple still giving us that bounce. Getting to that selling zone. We had this strong selling zone from late January. Apple's making its way towards that area. Will the people who were selling there last time, will they step up again? Well, the fib level around that area was at 247. It was a damn near perfect rejection, almost perfect from that area. That is the next resistant level that I have, 245.5 and 247 that I have for Apple. If we are to get bullish and get more upside, those are the two levels that must clear. An explosive move would that it look like a divergence here with the RSI. So either we get a pullback to correct this or a big explosive move to the upside, just to piss people off even more. Either way, 245.5 and 247 must clear. If it is a pullback, guys, 244, 242 support levels must fail first to put 240, 237 or lower in play. I would be bear biased if Apple is below 237. Amazon, you disappoint me, but it's okay. Amazon's gonna make us happy again very soon because the volatility for this ticker symbol has been a bit low lately. I was expecting some bigger move, but it has other plans. I guess there's some things going on with the union right now, so I guess it needs more time to fix some things what it wants to do next, because it's not even the market makers know what it wants to do with this ticker symbol, but we'll see. I'm definitely paying attention to this union stuff. I don't trade based off the news, but the news can serve as a catalyst to cause something to happen, right? So I'll definitely be tracking it to see what's going on with Amazon. But most important thing for us as well is to remember the key pivot levels. I have 229.4. The 5 DMA is around 231-ish and another fib level at 233. If we are to get bullish, those levels must recapture. I've never seen a bullish ticker symbol that trades below the 20 daily moving average. And right now I have the 20 daily moving average around 234. So bulls have a lot of work to do, and they need to clear all those levels, especially getting back above the 20 daily moving average. Now below 229.4, I'm going to lean bearish because you guys notice here, this was February 13th candle where we cleared, oh excuse me, we cleared a fib level at 229.4 fib level, and then the next day we closed back below it. So to me, it's a weak false breakout setup, but you know, as a chartist, I gotta be unbiased to what the price action is showing, even when it's weak like this. So because of that, you're below 229.4, I'm gonna be bearish. And if we break down 228 and 226.5, I'm gonna be more bearish and look to short. Maybe we'll get that explosive move Uncle's been looking for. But it does look kind of like a wedge development. I don't have the trend line out, but it does look like it. And if it is going to follow through, like I said, 229.4, first thing it needs to do is recapture to cancel out that false breakout. And then getting above the 5 DMA and the 20 DMA will definitely help out the bulls. And I would definitely look to long. Above 231 and 233, I would definitely look to long on Amazon. Okay, but I can't favor a bottom is in unless the 20 daily moving average recaptures. All right, guys. Microsoft is still looking bearish to me, although because you know, similar to Amazon, volatility dropped a bit here. You guys can see by these tiny candles, but it can't chop forever. Eventually, it's going to lead to a nice, beautiful move, and us sheeps are going to be ready for it because we're master traders. We've seen this a million times. It's only so much they can fool us, right? We learn from our experiences. That's why I'm so proud of this community. But anyways, resistance at 409 and 410.7. If there is going to be an explosive move to the upside, I need to see those two levels clear to trigger longs or calls. And I will put 412, 412, 413.5, 415, 417, and 418.7 in play. The bottom is in my opinion. And we can recapture that fib level at 418.7. All right. Now, if we were finally going to get more pullback or more of a drop, 407.5 and 406 are support levels that I have from Microsoft. Those levels fail. 404. I think we could drop all the way down to 400 or lower, to be honest with you. All right. We'll see what happens. Meta's been looking bullish still. I have next resistance at 740. That's the next Fibonacci resistance. If it wants to continue to defy gravity, 740 is the next level that must clear to put 742, 744, and 745.6 in play. If you guys want to go short, no problem, but you got to wait for the price action to give us the okay. All right, I have support at 736 and 734.3. Those levels fail. That is your signal to go short on Meta. It's pullback time, and that should send us all the way back down to 727 or lowest. This is a volatile stock, so I feel comfortable giving us price targets like that. But of course, remember, level, $1.20 to $2 increments. You know, you play it safe. But I think if we break down 736 and 734.3, I think we can drop down to 727. 730, 727 zone. It'll be a nice drop, in my opinion. DXY gave us more of a drop. Very nice. Looks like it's consolidating a bit on... oh, snap. DXY is still going. Huh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to get a bounce, 106.8 and 107.1 are resistant levels that I have. Gotta recapture those. And if DXY starts bouncing, this could be a sign that SPY will start dropping. This tends to, you know, inverse it. But yeah, I mean, next support I have is at 106.5. If it breaks down, then more downside incoming. Coin, we had a beautiful move, guys. Beautiful, beautiful move. You guys been trading coin, you know, unbiasedly with the price action. Hopefully you guys are doing great because this is a very volatile ticker symbol. It's incredible. But yeah, from here, we'll just get straight to the levels. From here, I have the next Fibonacci level at 274. If the selling pressure we had last Friday continues, 274 and 272 must fail to put 270 or lower in play. The next critical fib levels I have is at 265 and 263.5. Definitely would be targets if 274 fails. Okay, I'll trust no bounce unless resistant levels clear as usual. 276, 278, 280, 281.5, and 283. If those levels can recapture, then, you know, play it level to level. But yeah, those levels clear could be a nice bounce to the upside, guys. Look at it. The beautiful move to the upside, the beautiful move to the downside. There's so much money to be made. All I can say is watch those key levels that Uncle give you and react unbiasedly. Here is Doge. I mean, it cleared the 26 cents and it managed to hit the 28 cents area. It's good for a level to level move. But if we are to get a bigger bounce, I need to see it above 28 cents. And we see where the selling area is. We see it. We see it with the wicks. Okay, so, I mean, it was good for a level move, but that's about it so far. If we ought to remain bullish on Doge or get a bigger bounce, 26 cents must hold that support. 28 cents must clear. All right, to give us that bigger bounce. But if we lose 26 cents, guys, I'm sorry, but it's bearish. Okay, below 26 cents, it's bearish. We're likely dropping all the way down to the 24 and 22 cent area, maybe even worse. Okay, that's what I have for Doge. Bitcoin is just consolidating between the 95.8 to the 98.2 area. 95.8 to 98.2K area. Okay, we had some washes above it and washes below it, but overall, it's mostly just been side-by-side candles. Watch that range. That's Uncle's chop range. 95.8 thousand up to 98.2 thousand. I need to see that daily chart close, either below the chop range or above, and that is where I would favor. So if we're above 98.2K, I'm going to be bullish and favor more upside. And if we're below 95.8K, I'm going to be bearish and favor more downside. We are chopping, and remember, the chop phase lead to the trend phase. The trend phase leads to the chop phase. We're clearly in a chop phase for Bitcoin. So I gave you guys the chop range. Allow the price action to work and reveal itself to you and follow it. All right, thank you guys so much. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Can Uncle get 100 likes today? I'd appreciate it if you guys said yes. I love you guys. Peace.